The Chicago-style hot dog served in hot dog stands throughout Chicagoland is one of the defining features of the Windy City. Steamed or grilled, served on a poppy seed bun, the Chicago-style dog is topped with yellow mustard, chopped onions, green relish, a pickle spear, tomatoes, sport peppers, and a dash of celery salt. Never with ketchup, and oftentimes wrapped in fresh-cut French fries. Chicago-style hot dog stands are sprinkled throughout the metropolitan area and typically involve walk-up service, a no-frills atmosphere, and nowhere to sit down once your steamy creation has been delivered. This basic culinary environment has provided nourishment on a handful of previous rides and was the inspiration for the ride in this video. My objective was to ride a clockwise loop around Chicago while stopping at some of the top Chicago-style hot dog destinations in the metropolitan area. While I would not match the hot dog consumption standards set by Joey Chestnut, who in 2021 downed 76 wieners in 10 minutes, I committed to having at least 5 hot dogs and stopped by 10 iconic hot dog stands. The result was a 60-mile ride that incorporated 4 of the most popular biking trails in Chicago, 9 hot dog stands, and 7 hot dogs, many of which were served with a generous portion of fresh-cut fries. Despite the day of pedaling, the hot dog consumption likely resulted in a net gain in calories for the effort. So come along for the ride to learn about the spots that I sampled, and feel free to comment below on your favorite hot dog place in Chicago.
Today I'm in Forest Park, Illinois, right across from my hometown of Oak Park, and I'm at Parkies hot dog stand. This is going to be the first of many hot dog stands throughout Chicagoland that we're going to stop at, and I'm going to eat many hot dogs. So this one is the first of many, a hot dog with everything on it. So come along for the ride to learn about some trails and a lot of hot dog stands.
The first stop of my hot dog ride was Parkies, located along Harlem Avenue in the suburb of Forest Park. Parkies has been serving up steamed dogs since 1947 in a visually distinctive glass enclosure with its signature orange framing on the front of a residential building. Parkies checks all of the boxes for a Chicago-style hot dog stand, with an old-school sign, makeshift building, minimalist interior, and some well-worn picnic tables outside to put down the steamed hot dog.
So I've lived in Oak Park for 50 years, and I've known of this place the entire time I've lived here, Parkies. It's been here forever. But I've never eaten a hot dog from Parkies, despite all that time. Pretty basic. No poppy seeds on the bun, and it's not jumping off the page at me. So if you're in the area, you could get a Chicago-style dog.
Upon downing my first Parkies hot dog, I made my way west along Madison Street in Forest Park. This serves as the downtown for this west side suburb and has a nice mix of buildings with restaurants and shops. Forest Park is known as being the longtime home of Ferrara Pan Candy Factory and for housing the remains of over 500,000 people throughout its many cemeteries. The Des Plaines River runs to the west of Forest Park, and it would guide my way north to the next hot dog stands on my list. Thatcher Avenue runs along the east side of the Des Plaines River and leads to the southern trailhead of the Des Plaines River Trail at Sunset Bridge Meadow along North Avenue. Despite some morning rain in a particularly rainy Chicago summer, I ventured into the Forest Preserve along the Des Plaines River Trail in pursuit of some nature riding and more Chicago-style hot dogs.
So I'm on the Des Plaines River Trail, and it is soaked. It's been a very rainy season, and there was actually rains this morning. So I don't think I'm going to be able to take this for long, even though it was my plan in the back of my head to use this as an artery north as far as Des Plaines, I think. So I'll stay on this for as long as I can without getting too muddy, because it goes right to our next hot dog spot, a famous one.
Sunset Bridge brings the trail to the east side of the Des Plaines River and is the gateway to the Des Plaines River Trail. Puddles and mud can form in the early portions of the trail, with many low-lying spots and underpasses becoming completely unpassable while being completely submerged by the rising river.
You shall not pass!
This fact necessitated some street riding and clever navigation as I made my way north to Grand Avenue, the underpass of which was completely flooded on this day of riding. That fact did not matter, however, as the next dog mecca is located on the west side of the Des Plaines River and about 25 yards north of Grand Avenue. Gene and Jude's has been serving Depression dogs along River Road in the suburb of River Grove since 1946. Gene Mormino and his friend Jude were inspired by Wrigley Field hot dogs and crafted their own using just the basic ingredients. Likely selling the highest volume of hot dogs of any single location in Chicago, Gene and Jude's has a massive parking lot that is packed with cars with customers downing their freshly purchased dogs. There is always a line, however, they move you through quickly, and it won't be long till you're putting back your Depression-style dog wrapped with some fresh-cut fries.
So Gene and Jude's, there's no way to do it other than with the fries. I'm probably not going to eat too many of the fries, but the thing is, it's wrapped in the fries, so you kind of eat the hot dog with the fries on it. Very big casing on this dog. Very Chicago style, this one. The pepperoncinis, they're pretty spicy. If you don't like a casing though, this one's not for you. But the price is right, under $5 for the hot dog and fries. And you gotta eat it in a parking lot. There's nowhere to sit down inside. Very, very typical for these hot dog joints. A lot of people sitting in their cars eating a hot dog, watching some crazy guy in a red jersey film himself eating his dog, but it's all right.
Upon putting back my second dog of the day, I made my way north through the suburbs of Franklin Park and Schiller Park in order to bypass the muddiest and most flooded portions of the Des Plaines River Trail, south of Lawrence Avenue. The somewhat newly constructed Lawrence Avenue Bridge served as my gateway back to the Des Plaines River Trail, and from this point on, the riding was smooth on a gravel surface through the suburbs of Rosemont, Park Ridge, and into Des Plaines. The trail through these suburbs is mostly at a higher elevation, away from the river, and even includes a boardwalk that hovers over areas that are frequently flooded.
So north of Lawrence Avenue, the Des Plaines River Trail is a little on a higher elevation, so it's in good condition. I'm about to go on a newer boardwalk, and so I'm making my way to Des Plaines, a little bit north of here. I had a plan in my head, and I want to keep it. So also the extra mileage between hot dogs allows me to reestablish my appetite. I'm 2 hot dogs in, and I'm not hungry, but I'm not stuffed either. It's gonna be a 5 hot dog day. I hope to go buy about 10 hot dog stands and consume at least 5, maybe more.
Despite the heavy rains, I was able to ride over 6 miles on the DPRT into Des Plaines, where I encountered another flooded-out trail segment that runs along the river as it passes through town. This washed-out trail was my cue to take to street riding through downtown Des Plaines and on to my next stop, and the winner of the 2026 WJN Radio Chicago's Best Hot Dog Tournament, none other than Rand Road Red Hots on Rand Road in Des Plaines. Rand Road Red Hots is located in a building that reflects the golden age of the classic American drive-in. The hot dog stand proudly displays its recent distinction as the best hot dog in Chicagoland, and it checks all of the boxes as an iconic Chicago hot dog stand. There is a line due to its popularity, and the dog is served in the Depression style of Gene and Jude's, with a generous portion of fries accompanying the hot dog.
So I'm at Rand Red Hots, a view. Rand Red Hots, 2026 best hot dog in Chicagoland.
After my third dog of the day, some riding was necessary in order to replenish my appetite and burn off some of the calories consumed. As such, I made my way back east over the Des Plaines River and towards the North Branch Trail. After 6 miles of road riding east, I met up with the North Branch Trail along Dempster Street in the suburb of Morton Grove. From this point, it was a ride south along the wooded North Branch Trail, one of my favorite in all of Chicagoland. The trail is paved, wooded, and well used while running northwest of the city of Chicago.
So 2 p.m. I've made it to the North Branch Trail, 3 hot dogs into the day, and I'm feeling good. As always, there was some hesitation in getting out here and doing this ride. I mean, who rides around Chicagoland eating mass amounts of hot dogs? I guess me. So, but this is fun. Going out, seeing new things, eating new things, tying together a bunch of bike trails, and hopefully burning off the calories that I eat. It's a good day. What else would you want to be doing?
Something. This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm gonna have fun, and you're gonna have fun. We're all gonna have so much fucking fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles.
My cue to exit the trail occurred at the Caldwell Woods exit, which exits out onto the three-way intersection of Devon, Milwaukee, and Nagel. This chaotic intersection is the home of Norwood Park's iconic doghouse, Superdog. Serving hot dogs at this location since 1948, Superdog is instantly recognizable with its 1940s-era drive-in motif topped with 2 10-foot hot dog mascots on its roof. The delicious dog is served in a signature container and is accompanied by crinkle-cut French fries. Whether you eat it in your car or on one of the picnic tables, it will be an unforgettable eating experience.
So I'm at Superdog at the intersection of Nagel, Devon, and Elston, right off the North Branch Trail. Now I ate here at a recent video, so I'm not gonna have a dog here today. I don't wanna ruin that memory because it was after a 200-mile ride, and the dog and the milkshake that washed it down and the fries, it was out of this world. And I really want that memory to remain and not be ruined by my 4th hot dog of the day.
Having recently eaten at Superdog, I opted to ride a mile down Elston to another quintessential hot dog stand, Dukes. Standing at the intersection of Central and Elston, Dukes is a no-frills hot dog stand that has been serving customers since 1981. A member of the Vienna Beef Hall of Fame, the Dukes dog is a beautiful Chicago-style dog in a gritty setting on the northwest side of the city.
So today's the first time I heard of Dukes. I wasn't planning on coming here. It's right on the corner of Central and Elston, and this dog, that just looks like a Chicago-style dog. It's, as far as hot dogs go, it's beautiful. And honestly, it kind of tastes like all the other ones. But that's not bad. When it's not tasting horrible, after 4 hot dogs in 3 hours, that's saying something. So, $4. That's half the price of Superdog. So the price is right at Dukes. This is the cheapest one of the day. So a beautiful hot dog for $4, you can't beat it. Chicago style all the way.
Upon downing my dog at Dukes, I headed back to the North Branch Trail to continue my ride towards downtown Chicago. The trail is scenic as it passes over metro lines while traveling along the North Branch of the Chicago River while drawing closer to downtown Chicago. The North Branch Trail ends at Gompers Park, just off of the intersection of Foster Avenue and Pulaski Road. From this point, it was a 1-mile east ride down Foster to the North Channel Trail, which runs along the North Channel, north to south. This trail took me south past the point at which the North Channel intersects with the North Branch of the Chicago River, and on to its southern terminus at Lawrence Avenue. A ride through the Ravenswood Manor neighborhood brought me to Horner Park. A recreational trail runs through this expansive Northwest Side Park and on to the 312 River Run Trail, which features a winding bridge that soars over the North Branch of the Chicago River while making its way into the north side of the city. This somewhat recent addition to Chicago's biking infrastructure comes to an end at Belmont Avenue, whereupon bike lanes brought me east to Clark Street. This pathway brought me past the Devil Dog location beneath the Red Line on Belmont Avenue, and Clark Street Dogs at the triangular intersection of Clark Street and Halsted. Both tempting dog spots, however, my destination at this point was the Wiener Circle on Clark Street just south of Diversey Parkway. The Wiener Circle has been serving charred dogs with a heaping side of sass since 1983. It is a Lincoln Park institution serving hot dogs till 4 a.m. on weekends. Customers can expect a fully loaded, charred hot dog and some mild to severe insults as they order and wait for their dog. The hot dog that I received on this day of riding was absolutely perfect and was my favorite hot dog on this day of riding and eating.
So I made it to the Wiener Circle on the north side of Chicago, and they're known for giving you a little bit of sass when you order your hot dog, and they sure delivered on the sass today. Some of the things they said I wouldn't feel comfortable saying in this video. But anyhow, it's funny, it's all in good fun. And they have a char-styled hot dog. So they cook it on like a grill. It, similar to Dukes, is a beautiful looking Chicago-style hot dog. It's got the poppy seed bun. So I'll tell you what, after all the steamed hot dogs, the char tastes a little unique. I appreciate it. So for a hot dog, some sass and some laughs. Head to the Wiener Circle.
I departed the Wiener Circle and made my way to the lakefront via Lincoln Park. This expansive park stretches between Diversey and North Avenue, and Fullerton Avenue was the point at which I traveled under Lakeshore Drive and entered on to the lakefront path. This point is marked by the Theater on the Lake building and provides for a gorgeous view of the Chicago skyline from the north side. The lakefront path from this point and through the downtown section is the busiest portion of the 18-mile continuous trail along Lake Michigan.
So I made it to the lakefront path, and I'm 5 hot dogs into the day. That was the goal, and I'm not too stuffed, but it's going to be more than 5 today. That Wiener Circle was really good. The sass, they had some foul mouths in there. Funny, a lot of sass.
The John Hancock building frames the skyline as the path is filled with walkers, joggers, and bikers. The concrete beach leads to Oak Street Beach, and the S-curve gives way to Ohio Street Beach. The Navy Pier flyover provides for great views towards the locks which separate the Chicago River and Lake Michigan. Navy Pier lies beyond that, and the canyon of the Chicago River extends on the opposite side of Lakeshore Drive. The lakefront path extends to the south side of the city while passing by Buckingham Fountain and towards the museum campus at Roosevelt Road. This was the point at which I exited the lakefront path and made my way through a series of underpasses and overpasses on my way to the South Loop. Roosevelt Road passes over a series of railroad tracks and the South Branch of the Chicago River on its way towards its intersection with the Dan Ryan Expressway. It is at this overpass that I took a left turn onto Union Avenue and arrived at the doorstep of Jim's Original Hot Dog Stand. Jim's Original Hot Dog Stand began on Maxwell Street in 1939, resulting in 87 years of serving up hot dogs covered in grilled onions. The original location was located at Maxwell Street in Halsted and was in the heart of the original Maxwell Street Market. Redevelopment in 2001 forced a move from this location, and the current location is nearby and reflects the aura of the original Maxwell Street institution.
I'm at Jim's Original, the original Maxwell Street hot dog stand. And they do it a little bit differently. It's not a Chicago-style dog. It's heavy on the grilled onions. And they've got some mustard on the bun. And then an order of fries came with the $5.25 for the hot dog and fries. First time, they gave ketchup. Now, it's probably for the fries and not necessarily to put on the dog. You know, that's a Chicago-style thing. No ketchup on the hot dog. I personally don't care if you like ketchup, put it on your hot dog. That's fine by me. But people really get worked up about that one. So Jim's Original. I appreciate the new ingredients. And pretty good. So 6 hot dogs into the day. All's good.
Having downed my 6th hot dog of the day, my appetite was busted and my taste buds longed for some flavor that could dampen the taste of the multitude of dogs consumed. Fortunately for me, Gina's Italian Ice was nearby along Taylor Street in the Little Italy neighborhood. I rode up to this shoebox-sized purveyor of Italian Ice at a rare break in the line, and in under a minute was served a refreshing break from hot dogs at this summertime institution. After my much-needed break from dogs, I proceeded west on Taylor Street while beginning the home stretch of my hot dog quest. The destination at this point was Lulu's hot dog stand, which stands at the corner of Levitt and Ogden, along the early miles of the original Route 66. There is a colorful Route 66 mural on the side of the building, and the hot dog stand caught my eye when I rode from Chicago to St. Louis along Route 66 this past February. Lulu's hot dog stand dates to 1968, and its menu goes far beyond the hot dog.
So I'm at Lulu's Hot Dogs on the original Route 66, Ogden and Levitt. If you're starting out on Route 66 on the way to California, this is one of the stops you'll hear about. I guess if you're heading out of Chicago and want one more Chicago-style dog, Lulu's is the place to go. Again, typical Chicago-style hot dog, no poppy seeds. I count that as a negative. You should have poppy seeds on your bun. They gave you fries too for $5.25. So I got to be honest. I've had every bite of all 6 hot dogs, not all the fries. And on this one, I'm not going to have the whole thing. Another reason I stopped here is my dog's name is Lulu, and today, believe it or not, is her birthday. She's 9 years old. So I'm going to have one bite. And the rest I'm going to put in my back pouch, and Lulu is going to have the rest of this Chicago-style dog. I'm sure she's going to love it. It's not a bad dog. If I were hungry, I'd eat it up. But Lulu, my dog, the rest of that Lulu hot dog. I'll get that on film.
Fully loaded with a steaming hot dog in the back pocket of my cycling shirt, I set off on the final 9 miles to my home in Oak Park. This involved a ride through the Lawndale neighborhood and past the original Sears Tower at the former Sears Roebuck Catalog Complex. Independence Boulevard is part of the Chicago Boulevard system and provides for a wide road to ride on with a dedicated bike lane. It also passes by the original Maxwell Street hot dog stand at its intersection with the Eisenhower Expressway. The name emblazoned on the yellow sign of this prototypical hot dog stand is a bit misleading, as Jim's rightfully claims the title of the original Maxwell Street hot dog stand. Nevertheless, this is a popular West Side hot dog stand that I featured in my Boulevard video in the fall of 2025. Departing the original Maxwell Street hot dog stand, I passed over the 290 Expressway and towards the expansive Garfield Park. The center of the park is graced with the yellow brick field house that is crowned with a golden dome and surrounded by lagoons. The north side of Garfield Park is bordered by the Green Line L tracks, which hover above Lake Street. Despite my hot dog exhaustion and a full belly, I resolved to pedal nearly a mile away from my final destination to my final hot dog stand of the day, Al's Under the L. This location began serving hot dogs in 1949, and I have biked by the gritty location for the past 25 years without ever stopping in for a dog. This day would be different. I would see what Al's Under the L has to offer. For better or worse, as I rode up on my bike, I was greeted by a menacing man inside the door with folded arms, and who was shaking his head, informing me that I was not going to come inside for a hot dog.
So my next stop was going to be Al's Under the L. It's right between California and Sacramento on Lake Street, right underneath the green line of the L. I've been riding by my bike here for 25 years, and I've never stopped. I've always just ridden on past. And so I stopped in today, and right as I pulled up to that door behind me, some guy was just shaking his head, no, don't come in here. So I don't know if they're closed or what, but not gonna find out what a hot dog from Al's Under the L tastes like. And after 7.5 hot dogs, I'm not that upset about it.
Departing Al's Under the L with a belly that was thankful that it was spared another hot dog, I made my way west beneath the Green Line train tracks and towards my hometown of Oak Park. The west side gives way to Oak Park at Austin Boulevard, and the heart of Oak Park is encountered along Lake Street at the intersection of Oak Park Avenue, where Scoville Park can be entered upon. A pass by the Peace Triumphant statue atop the Scoville Park's hill lead to the final streets that I pedaled down before concluding my 60-mile and 6.2 hot dog day of riding.
And that's a wrap. A 60-mile, 6 full hot dog ride. It was 6 hot dogs plus 1 bite. And the last of it was from Lulu's hot dog, which will go to this girl, my own dog Lulu, for her birthday. Till next time, get out, ride your bike, eat some hot dogs.
Thank you for coming along in this culinary ride through the Chicago hot dog style culture of the Windy City. I hope that it has entertained you and warmed up your appetite for your own steamed or charred Chicago-style hot dog. There are countless spots to choose from, and I invite you to drop a comment on your favorite spot for a Chicago-style dog. I wish you luck and an enjoyable eating and riding experience should you set out on your bike for your own Chicago-style hot dog.